So we at LeWeb 2010 here with Salim, Ismail, and so the Singularity University is kind of new, no?
It's yes, very new. It's about 18 months old. We launched it at TED in 2009. We ran our first summer last year, and we just scaled it this year for our second summer.
So is Mr. Kurzweil, is that?
Is he involved?
I mean, like he was part in founding it?
He was the co-founder. So he and Peter Diamandis are the two co-founders. Peter from the X Prize, and Ray is the chancellor, and is very actively involved. He helps rate the students. He comes and speaks. Spends quite a bit of time with the students over the summer.
And how about the Google founders or Google? What are they involved? How are they involved?
We have some Google people come and teach. Larry Page will come and hang out with the students on an occasional basis, and we get a lot of access to Google's thinking and some of the scaling that they do naturally inside the company.
So how is Singularity University compared to another university?
So in traditional education, you spend a lot of your time focused on what's happened in the past, right? How did this model evolve? How did that equation develop, etc. We spend about 80% of our curriculum thinking about what might happen in the future. Especially in a world where you've got disruption and uncertainty, what's happened in the past is not a good indicator of what's going to happen in the future. And so we train our students to think about future studies and scenario planning, etc. The second is we focus very uniquely on these accelerating technologies that are doubling in their price performance anywhere from 18 to 30 months. And we focus on them because they can scale to a global level, naturally. If you can use those technologies against a global challenge, you actually could create a good solution for it.
So what kind of methods do you have in the education to do that kind of future thinking?
So the students spend about half the summer, and if I remember the numbers right, we had 160 different speakers, 300 hours of lectures, getting lectures on what is the state of the art and what's happening in biotech, nanotech, robotics, medicine, computing, AI. What's in the labs today that's getting commercialized tomorrow? And then the second half of the summer, they form teams, and their objective is use those technologies and come up with an idea that will impact a billion people.
Are you related with the MIT?
Not officially, but we have a Ray's on the board at MIT. Bob Metcalf, who's also one of our speakers, is also on the board. And we have a lot of MIT researchers come and speak.
And how many students do you have, and what kind of students do you have?
We do 80 students at a time. They come from all over the world. 75% of them are global, as opposed to US based. And we look for students that are at the top of their class academically. Ideally, they're doing a master's or PhD in one of the topics that we study. We look for students that have done something entrepreneurial or leadership-oriented. And we look for students that have a committed interest in global challenges.
So you were, in one of your slides, you were mentioning one of your students, the youngest PhD ever in MIT?
Yeah.
For example, that's an example of...
That's an extreme example. Our average age is about 30.
Yeah.
Davidad is a little bit of an extreme. He's a phenom. He started college courses, I think, when he was 8. You know,
okay.
Just one of those kinds of students.
And the end result is what's it called?
The end result is that
take?
it takes 10 weeks, and at the end of it, we spin out NGOs, research initiatives, for-profit companies that are aiming to use these technologies and scale them to a global level.
All right. So, like the concept behind it is that it's exponential, and soon we will all be robots, or?
No, I think, when you think about how we're changing very quickly what it means to be human. Our memories are in these devices now. Our communications are digital, not analog. Our relationships are digital. And we are expanding what the concept of what being human means. And so we try and think about what are the implications of that expansion. We're very, very far away. For example, we know we have the computing power to replicate a mosquito, or to have the equivalent, but we're very far from actually being able to create a mosquito. So to be able to create a robot or something else is a totally different thing. I think we'll have functional robots, and I think we'll expand our own capabilities very dramatically. And I think that's where we're headed, and that's what we get excited about.
So that field is within science? Is it neuroscience, or what? It's possible? Is it a new kind of field?
The whole key is that we live in a world that is driven now by interdisciplinary overlaps, right? I mentioned optogenetics that combines virology and genetics and optics and physics. And so when you can cross, we always get disruptive innovation when you cross two very disparate ideas together. So what happens if you can bring together the top thinkers in the world in the fastest moving technologies and point it at the biggest challenges we have? Right? If we don't solve our global challenges with technology, clean water, public health, etc., then we often end up in war. And war is a very expensive way of progressing humanity. Technology has always been a very cheap way of doing so.
But there's also politics involved, right?
Very much so. But think about it. The aim is you can circumvent politics when you can put this in the hands of a farmer, right? He will use it and use it for his own benefit in a way that is irrelevant in politics. So I think it's orthogonal to politics. We do think about, though, is how does a regulatory framework manage or keep up when technology is accelerating away from it? We don't have a good answer for that.
So you're on the second year now?
This is our second year. We've stabilized the model, and we know it works. And now we're thinking about how would this roll out globally.
Globally?
Yeah.
So it's not going to be only in the US?
Well, for now it's just in the US, but the demand is so huge that we will have to figure out how to meet that demand. We had 1,600 applications from 85 countries for last year.
Nice.
We had already 1,000 applications for next year before we put the application page up.
Do you put all the lectures on the internet?
We put as many as we can. We're a non-profit.
Yeah.
So as much as we can afford, we put them up on the internet for anybody.
You
to
record
use.
the videos?
We record all the videos.
Good sound quality in
Yes.
YouTube, or?
Yeah, you can. We have a YouTube channel, Singularity U, and people can go watch. We typically are able to put up about a quarter to a third of our videos online, so that anybody can go view them.
Good, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.